this mind-blowing discovery of Yeshua and link to the Talmud that indirectly points to him being Mashiach, or in English, Messiah. Real quick, if you don't know what Talmud is, it's a collection of Jewish commentary, debates, agreements, disagreements, explanations, and history. Follow me so you understand what's going on. In Yoma 39b, during the tenure of Shimon HaZaddik, the lot for God always rose in the high priest's right hand after his death. It only occurred occasionally. Now listen to this next part. But during the 40 years prior to the destruction of the second temple, the lot for God did not arise in the high priest's right hand at all. So too the strip of crimson wool that was tied to the head of the goat that was sent to Azazel did not turn white. And the westernmost lamp of the candelabrum did not burn continually. The doors of the sanctuary opened by themselves as a sign that they would soon be opened by enemies. Did you catch that? If you didn't catch it, keep listening. Let me break it down for you. Not familiar with the Kimson strap? It's a link to Yom Kippur. A red thread or strap would supernaturally turn white to display the forgiveness of sins. According to Talmud, it stopped turning white. Menorah wouldn't stay lit. The lot for God did not arise in the high priest's right hand at all. The doors started opening by themselves. It was believed a sign that they would soon be opened by enemies. And when we go to the Tanakh, we see a visual in Ezekiel of God leaving the temple in times past. Whenever God leaves, that's when enemies are allowed to come in. Well, the fact that doors were opening and they believed that it would be allowed for enemies to come in, which did happen, it was also a sign of God leaving the temple. Oh, here's where it gets deep. The functions of the temple started failing 40 years prior to the destruction of the second temple. That's when it started. Destruction of the second temple took place in 70 AD. You want to do some math? What's 40 minus 70? It's 30. Around 30 AD is when the functions of the temple started to fail. Do you know who was on the earth around 30 AD? Just beginning their ministry? You guessed it, Yeshua. If you know anything about the patterns of God in the Tanakh or the Old Testament, know that when God is about to transition something, things will start to slowly but surely shift. God was transitioning the earthly temple, the earthly sacrifices, to the final sacrifice that he would recognize in this dispensation. Sacrifices do continue in the Messianic reign. I have another video on that. Book of Hebrews breaks this down in a great manner. Hebrews 10:19, therefore, brethren, having boldness to enter in the holiest by the blood of Jesus, by a new and living way, which he consecrated for us, through the veil that is his flesh. In other words, when Yeshua was beginning his ministry, to start the transition of the old covenant to the new, that's when supernatural activity in the temple started to cease. In other words, God's signature was on the transition. Follow for more. Check out our study Bible on the Book of John on Amazon. More will be out.